Today we're going to be talking about the ridiculous, we believe the best men can be Gillette commercial / short film. A lot of you sometimes wonder, why does John talk about some of this stuff? And why does he think it's so important to teach boys to be men and to talk about this? And why is he a sexist asshole? And this is why, okay? Because what we're seeing here is steps in the wrong direction for society, and not just steps in the wrong direction because, you know what, who really cares what the fuck society decides to do? It's fine, except that it's going to affect you and your rights and what is right and wrong as a man, and how you're going to be dealt with in the court of law, okay, as many of your freedoms and many of the things that are perfectly acceptable and biologically programmed into you become, quote, wrong, okay? And there's a lot of implications for the human race as we move into this uncharted territory of emasculating men and going to a, quote, genderless society and all this stuff. But anyway, let's watch the video a little bit here, and then I'll talk about some of the parts of this, and I'll give you kind of a summary of what I think about this whole thing.
Bullying.
The metoo movement against sexual harassment.
Masculinity.
Is this the best a man can get?
I think it's kind of funny when I see those pictures of those guys there staring at in the mirror and hearing those words, the bullying, toxic masculinity, the Me Too movement. I don't think of them as saying, "Oh, I'm a bad man." I think because they're not perpetrators, and that's the thing. It's like the white male has been demonized by society. Okay, it demonized to the point of young men growing up, young boys. They think they're already bad. They think they're already bad before they've even done anything. They've already been demonized by society. It's a bad place to be, to question your worth, because society tells you, because you're being basically told that the sins of other people are your fault, right? It's the same thing. That's why I'm against the appropriation and all these kind of things where, where your ancestors committed some atrocity or crime, and now you're being held for reparations for it. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Each person is responsible for their own life, okay? And for everyone that is against racism and sexism and prejudice, they shouldn't be for grouping people together. And so when I see those guys like in the mirror, I see them saying, "Fuck, another fucking person. Now a Gillette commercial is going to tell me that I'm a bad person, okay, and that I'm wrong, and it's going to preach to me." And I think of them thinking in their heads like, "Fuck, now I can't even say a thing to a woman, or I'm going to be accused of sexual harassment. I've got Me Too to think about. I've got all of these things, toxic masculinity, okay." The American Association, AMA, American Medical Association, just said that traditional masculinity, is a disease. They said aggressiveness, assertiveness, confidence, or what's it, competition, stoicism, these are all bad attributes of traditional masculinity. Okay, so that's what I think. That's what I see them thinking about, is that. Not that they're bad, not that they need to correct their behavior.
Is it? We can't hide from it.
Sexual harassment is.
Now you look at this again with the bullying, the exaggeration here. Let me tell you about bullying. Let's think about this. Has bullying increased in the modern times? I would say it has. But has physical bullying increased? No. It's probably reduced, but bullying itself has increased. Now why? Let's think about this. Well, it's because online it's easier. Okay, you can be anonymous and you can bully someone online. In fact, you don't have to be anonymous. It's fine, but it's still easier, right? If you want to bully someone in person, it takes some balls. Okay, you have to at least have some shred of masculinity to be able to do that. I'm not saying you're a good man, and people need to understand the difference between being a man and being a good man. If you want a good explanation of that, go read Jack Donovan's book, The Way of Men. Okay, it explains that pretty clearly. But masculinity, being a man, you can use it for good or bad, right? Good or bad are very relative terms. So I'm not going to use those. I'm not going to come from a moralistic viewpoint. I mean, I'm not a razor company. I can't really preach morals to you. I guess razor companies can. But my point is this, is that the reason why we have more bullying online is because we have less masculinity in boys. Because if they did have the courage to actually bully in person, they would. But they don't have to have courage. They can be cowards and they can bully online. And so as we teach more boys to be cowards, okay, they're going to bully online. And let me tell you something also about bullying, okay, especially online bullying. Okay, guys, yes, maybe they bully online and maybe they bully in person, okay? But have you seen girls bullying? Have you seen how vicious they are? They are fucking vicious, all right? So it's kind of interesting that, you know, they're pointing out men and bullying as a behavior, but women are extremely vicious when they bully in general. There's a lot of instances of that, especially online, especially anonymous. So it's kind of ridiculous. And here's the other piece of this, okay? The other piece of this is that the solution is not to try and stop or end bullying. You can't do that, okay? It doesn't work. Boys are going to be boys. I'll use that phrase because I like that phrase. And that's a fucking good phrase, because the reason why boys are going to be boys is because by being boys, by roughhousing, by going through some bullying, by exploring the social dynamics, okay, and the hierarchy, that they become men. That's how they become men, by trial. Okay. And so anyway, the point is this: in order to solve the bullying problem, and I was bullied as a kid, okay, what we need to teach boys to do is to stand up to bullies, even if they're not going to win, right? They may be outnumbered, okay? They may be physically outforced. They may not be able to win, but just standing up teaches them that they have power, that they have dignity, that they don't need to go and rely on the state or some adult to help them. Because in the real world, in real society, no one gives a fuck about you. No one is coming to save you. No one's coming to help you, to your aid. No one's going to protect you from bullies. You're going to be bullied. You're going to be bullied all the time. And you're going to have to deal with it. And you have to realize that life isn't fair, but this is the situation that you've got. And you can either die or you can fight. And we need to teach boys to fight.
It's been going on far too long.
This whole sexual harassment thing that they show here, and then they show a girl dancing provocatively. What kind of attention does she want? I'm not saying that sexual violence is warranted, but sexual harassment is bullshit. There's no such thing. Talking to someone is not a crime. It's not a sin. It's not morally wrong. Okay? There's some vulgar things that you could say, but people don't have to listen to you. I'm just sick of this. I'm sick of making this into more than it is. Now, do I think that you should go and harass women by making sexual advances on them unwarranted? No. Okay. And if you do it in the workplace, should you get fired? Of course. It's an interruption to the business of the workplace. It doesn't make any sense. But in general society, if you want to say something, you have perfect rights to say something. Okay. There's no reason to shame this kind of behavior or anything like that. Now, if you're smart, if you want to be effective as a man and actually have results, you're going to be careful about how you say things, and you're not just going to be catcalling girls. That's not going to work. It's stupid. Okay. It's just dumb. All right. But there's nothing morally wrong about it. There's no reason to say that this is a horrible behavior. And not only that, the thing is, most men do not do this. All right. Most men are pussies. Most men are afraid of women. They're afraid to talk to a woman. Okay. They can only do that online. All right. I never see in public. I never see this happening. Okay. When is the last time that you're out in public and you see guys catcalling girls? I mean, very rarely. Okay. Maybe on a drunk Friday night or something like that. All right. Just some idiots. But in general, in your general life, walking on the street, do you see this happening all the time? Do you see sexual harassment or assault happening all the time? It doesn't. Now, there's a few perpetrators, guys, that make up a majority of this stupidity, okay? But it's not inherent. We don't live in a rape culture. Most guys are not doing this. Most guys are pussies. Most guys are afraid. Most guys wouldn't even have the balls to even just say hello to a woman. You think they're going to sexually harass them? No. But the other side of this coin is that they will send them anonymous dick pics, and they will send them death threats and all kinds of nasty letters anonymously online, because those same guys that are fucking pussies that never got taught to be a man to actually go and approach a woman and talk to her and say what they want and express their masculine sexuality. Those guys in darkness, in the secret, they are the actual perpetrators of the Me Too movement. When you look at the Me Too movement, when you look at the guys that got nailed for this, were these alpha men for the most part? Would you call Harry Weinstein an alpha man with his big ass neck beard? I don't think so. But how about Bill Cosby, right? I mean, look at these guys. What did they do? When they had the chance, when they were alone with a woman and they could take advantage of her, they did. They used date rape drugs. They touched her while she was sleeping. They did all kinds of shit, okay, when they could get away with it, because they have those carnal desires deep inside. They're still men deep inside, even though they're fucking pussies on the outside, okay? And so if you think about it, real men, masculine men that are able to get what they want out of life, that are not cowards, are they going to take advantage of a woman when she's sleeping, when she's in a compromised situation? No, there's no reason to. Why? Because they understand their role. They understand their power. They understand that they are protectors of the weak, and they understand that they can get what they want. And they'd rather have a conscious, willing woman who wants them than to take what they can get when they can get it, like scavengers. So as we emasculate men, we're creating sexual predators. We're just creating ones that don't shine in the public. They do it in secret. And believe me, as we see these horrendous crimes, when you see that guy that just recently in the news, the 21-year-old who killed the girl's parents and kidnapped that 13-year-old girl, why do you think that happened? What do you think he was thinking? You think he had trouble getting dates? You think that he had no trouble getting dates? You think that he could just go out? No, this was his shot, right? Most likely, this is what he was thinking. Most likely, he had some kind of fucked up thought process where he thought, okay, this is my chance to get a girl. I'm gonna get my rocks off, because I don't see any other way to do it. Not justifying any of his behavior, but I'm saying that this is what happens when you emasculate men and you teach them that masculinity is toxic. Okay, there's some negatives for sure to having masculinity in society. Society and masculinity will always be at odds. Okay, men want to fight. Men want to destroy. Men want to conquer. They want to gain power and territory. They want to compete. They're aggressive and dominant. That is masculinity. But it is also the force that moves us forward and protects us and keeps us safe. And without that, we would live in a quite different world. Because I'll tell you this also as well, and then we'll move on with the video here, is that there will always be masculinity in society. But just like you could say with the gun control, and I don't have any opinion, I'm not going to express any opinion on that, but just, I think there's a good analogy here, but what some of the people that are arguing on this, which is this, is, you know that whole argument, if you take guns from criminals or from everyone, the criminals will still have them. It's very similar with masculinity, right? If you think about this, the bad guys are going to be masculine. They're going to use aggression, dominance, force. Okay, they're going to grow up and they are going to not give a fuck. But what's going to happen when we don't have good guys to stand up to them? Because we don't have men, we have boys, we have pussies. Okay, then those bad men are going to get away with whatever they want. So yes, masculinity is a powerful and dangerous force, but it is necessary and is required in society. Otherwise, imagine what would have happened back with the Nazis, right? Imagine what would have happened if we didn't have good men that were willing to sacrifice their lives, that had the courage. Oh, maybe some of these guys whistled at girls. Oh, okay. Maybe because that's a masculine trait that caused them to to want to do that. The same thing that would make them lay down their lives for their country and for other people and to protect. It's the same thing. You can't have one without the other. All right, let's move on.
We can't laugh it off.
Who's the daddy?
What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses.
Oh, so sad that he touched her on the shoulder. Okay, I mean, and I don't think that's what it's about. I think what that little clip was about mansplaining. As if that's a real thing. This made up fucking word. So many made up fucking words that we have now, but mansplaining. Let me tell you something. Okay, in that situation, first of all, where is her responsibility to actually stand up for herself and say what she thinks? I mean, heck, if I'm in a meeting and some guy puts his hand on me and says, I think what John was really trying to say, I'm gonna stand up and say, no, I'll tell you what I was really trying to say, or I'm not gonna give a fuck. Like, either way, like, maybe he's my boss. If my boss does that to me in a meeting, I don't think I'm necessarily gonna. I mean, I'll weigh the situation, but I'm not gonna feel like I've all dejected and sad. He's my boss. So he wants to fucking do that, then he's gonna do that. I can quit if I don't like that shit. Okay, there's no reason why this is like a male female thing that's happened there. That she needs to stand up for herself if she's going to stand up for herself, right? What does she want? Some white knight guy to jump in there and be like, oh, let's hear her talk? No, it's business, okay? And the business world is tough, and it is a man's world. And if you can't survive in that, then you don't deserve to be in that. That's how it is, okay? I'm not saying that women can't compete and do well in business. They obviously do, but they have to develop masculine traits. And if we emasculate the society as general, they're not going to develop those traits. It's not going to help. It's not going to help. We're not going to solve the problems of the workplace by making the workplace more soft. Think about it. Would you say, okay, we're going to implement a policy in our company where we're going to be pussies? And how quickly are the other companies, your competition, going to not be pussies and be savage fucking beasts and destroy you? It's going to happen real fucking quick. So you can't do that. You can't have that. That's not a solution. It's the same thing as the bullying solution. The solution is not to get rid of masculinity. The solution is to teach boys to be men. It's to teach them to deal with it. It's, you don't win a war, okay, by eliminating your weapons. You win a war by building sufficient defenses and an offensive position to be able to fight your enemies, not by conceding defeat, not by disarming yourself. Okay, it doesn't work that way. So same thing here. Again, I think this is just ridiculous. And I've been in the corporate world for a long time. I've never seen this shit. I have never been in a meeting. I have never been in a corporate situation where I have seen some guy after some woman has talked and said, I think what she really means to say, or has belittled her. I'm not saying it never happens. I'm just saying I never seen that shit. Have you seen that shit? Is this really a widespread problem? I don't think so. I haven't seen that shit. So like I'm saying, either way, even if it was, the responsibility is not on men to solve this problem. It's on women. They have to step up. If they want to be in the workplace, they've got to be able to go toe to toe with guys, and plenty of them are capable of it. So let's not make a video. Let's not make a commercial that makes women seem weaker than they are as well, which is fucking pathetic. Why do that? It's ridiculous.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
But something finally changed.
So yeah, I like the boys will be boys thing too. Again, like I said, it's true. This is how boys learn. This is how they grow up. This is how they become men, is they have to roughhouse, and they have to figure out that, one of the biggest lessons that you learn roughhousing as a boy, and I had to fucking learn this lesson because I used to run my fucking mouth off until I got it fucking popped by a bigger boy that was tired of my shit. Okay. One of the lessons you have to learn is the lesson of power. When you have power and when you do not have power. And a lot of people in society today don't realize this shit. That's why we have all kinds of fucking problems with people doing stupid shit and getting shot by police and not respecting authority, is because when you don't have power, you have to recognize that situation and you have to be in the submissive position. And when you do have power, you have to use that power wisely. And you learn that. You learn that through power struggles as a boy, right? And like I said, I remember my first fight as a kid. I was talking some smack, like I was a fucking badass. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was much smaller than this guy. Okay. And I said, "Lo, let's fight." And I wanted to have this fair fight where we're going to have some referees. And as soon as they said go, he fucking grabbed my head and fucking threw me into the dirt and fucking gave me a punch in the face. And I was like, "Wait a minute, stop. And he just kept on going. And it was good. It was a good fucking lesson for me to learn, right? Because this is what happens when you disrespect power. Okay. And when you think you're strong when you're not, you get fucking pounded down. And I learned that lesson. Okay. So that's an important part of growing up. And this idea, again, it's ridiculous, of these guys with their grills. Grilling must be bad. It must be bad that men like to grill. Horrible. Ridiculous that Gillette would try and preach us. And who's this right here on this caption here on the, was it the New Turks? She's like a sexist, racist, good image to show for your commercial, Gillette. I think you maybe want to do a background search on her and see who she is.
Regarding sexual assault and sexual harassment.
But she says
And there will be no going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
Men need to
So these pansy guys are going to do something about this problem that doesn't exist. Good job.
hold other men accountable.
The Terry Crews thing as well. I don't mean to talk shit about Terry Crews, but I thought the whole thing was just fucking weak as hell. I mean, this guy is a fucking huge, big guy. If some guy grabs your ass or makes sexual advances towards you, you either deal with it, right? You're big enough to deal with it. If you don't, it's your fucking problem. It's not their fucking problem. It's your fucking problem. You need to deal with it. You can press charges if you want, however you want to deal with it, or deal with it man to man is what I would say. But fine. However, you don't bring it up like years later and fucking cry about it. Or you just fucking ignore it. I don't give a fuck. You know how many fucking gay guys hit on me all the time when I'm out? I don't give a fuck. Who cares? I don't care. Fucking grab my ass. It's not a big fucking deal. Like, if I cared, then I would make a fucking big deal about it, and I would deal with it. I don't fucking care. I mean, big fucking deal. Speaking of which, the same thing happens. I mean, plenty of girls have said things to me that would possibly, turn your face red or have grabbed me in some way. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Right now, again, like I said, if you care, then you fucking deal with it. If you don't care, then you don't. It's not a big deal, right? And so when I see this shit, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to like put the onus on the rest of society and the rest of men for this responsibility. It's your fucking responsibility. Okay, that there is a such thing as assault. Okay, and sexual assault. Those are violations of another person's human rights. Okay, those things are wrong and bad, right? If we're going to come from a moralistic standpoint, they're obviously, they're crimes. It's fine. Okay. So if someone actually assaults you or sexually assaults you, then take the appropriate action. Either deal with it, okay, call it out, or file charges. Use the court system if you're going to, right? Otherwise, shut the fuck up. That's the answer. Like, it's not someone else's responsibility. Like, yes, it's your responsibility as, quote, the victim of a crime to report that crime or to say this is wrong or say this is not cool, okay? And it is the perpetrator of the crime's responsibility, not the rest of society, not every single man, not any of this. So let's move on here.
Smile, sweetie. Come on.
And so he says, he sees a girl at a party and he says, "Smile, sweetie." I'm sorry. I don't get, I mean, I don't think it's a great line. I don't think it's a great opener, but I don't see what's wrong with that. What is he not allowed to say "smile, sweetie"? I get what they're implying. I get what they're trying to like say, that he's kind of belittling her or objectifying her. But man, I don't know. Did you guys see the Aquaman shit? I don't remember. Were women objectifying men? Jason Momoa? Anyone? Aquaman? No? I don't know. Didn't seem to be a fucking problem then when that was spreading all over fucking Facebook by women. Didn't seem to be a fucking problem then. Okay. So in fact, what was it? Like one of the popular ones was like, I don't even care what the fucking movie's about. Ha, great. So let me get this straight. Okay. This guy is, a talented actor. He's gone to, acting school. He's done a lot of film. He's made this movie, which he's acted in, and you don't give a fuck what the movie's about. How is that? I don't know. Is that objectifying? But for some reason, it doesn't seem wrong when women do it to men. It's because it doesn't fucking matter. It's not a big deal. There's nothing wrong with it. It's because that's how we operate as a biological species. That's what we like to objectify the thing we're going to have sex with. We like to. It makes it hot. The person being objectified, they fucking like that shit too. Don't tell me that women don't like to be objectified. It turns them the fuck on. Now, what they don't like is to be objectified by a guy that they don't want to have sex with. And that's what's happening here. And that's what the problem is. But like I said, that's the price that you have to pay, right? Because it works both ways. You're going to have masculinity. You're going to have the guys that you're going to want to have. Okay. And then you're going to have some of the guys that you don't want to have that are going to hit on you at a party. You're just going to have to fucking deal with it. And you know what? Again, it's the guy has done something that I don't think is a great move, but maybe she'll respond to it positively. No guy needs to fucking step in. If some guy stepped in when I said something, I would fucking punch him out. Okay. But regardless, she has the responsibility. She doesn't like it. She can say, fuck off. That's all. She's going to just say, fuck off. And then if he keeps on coming at her, sure, then I would even step in. If a guy is going to keep on harassing a woman after she's told him to fuck off, sure, that's fine. That's not white knight. That's just fucking common decency and being a protector, being a man, okay? But if he just says, hey, you should smile, so what? Let her say fuck off. Otherwise, it's not a problem. She has a responsibility of dealing with the unwanted attention in that case.
Say the right thing. To act the right way.
How's that not cool? There's a woman dressed very provocatively. Guy sees her. She's walking by. He wants to go and talk to her. He looks at her. And this protector, this hero, white knight, okay, who happens to be a minority, which that is strategically put into there to send a message. Fucking racist Gillette commercial, obviously. Like, I mean, why is it that it's two black guys that are stopping these white guys? That's pretty fucking racist, I would say. Okay, anyway, he's got to stop him. Really, he's got a white knight and stop him. What the fuck? Seriously, like if some guy touches me when I'm in that situation, I can't even imagine what I'm going to fucking do to him in the next clip here. Like, what the fuck? Seriously? You think you're going to... Go ahead, guys. Go ahead, you pussy guys. Go ahead and when you see a guy that actually has fucking balls, go ahead and say, that's not cool, and touch him on the stomach and try to stop him. See what the fuck happens to you. Now you're going to figure out what masculinity is, okay? Go ahead and try that shit. All right. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. We're going to have a society of men that are afraid to talk to women. Also, again, to be a total sexist asshole, I'll say this. Look how she was fucking dressed. Do you think that she doesn't want attention? She wants fucking... Do you think she just randomly put that on and looked in the mirror and said, oh, yeah, that looks fine? No, she knew exactly what she was fucking doing when she put that on. I'm not judging it. I think it's fine. I think sexual liberation for women is great. It's awesome. Perfect. Not a problem. But... if you are looking for attention, you're going to get attention. It's going to fucking happen. And you're going to have to fucking deal with it. And if you can't deal with it, then don't look for it. That's all I'm saying is, again, like if I were to go into Compton, okay, and I wore a MAGA hat and I love Trump shirt, I'm going to get fucking attention. All right. I better be ready to deal with the attention that I'm about to get. Okay. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen. All right. I'm not going to do that shit because I'm not prepared to deal with the kind of attention that I'm going to get if I do that. All right. So understand this. Like it doesn't make sense to put the onus on men and to try to destroy masculinity just because some women are going to get attention they don't want. If she likes a guy, she wants him to do this, right? Again, She wants the guy to have balls, not to be fucking ballless. How is it only appropriate for people to meet on Tinder? Have we gone so fucking backwards that it was weird to meet online and now that's the only way? Or maybe through some kind of social circle, or this guy goes to my yoga class? No. Sorry. That's not the way that it works, and this is ridiculous. And to think that to call this behavior wrong is sending the wrong fucking message. We have too many pansy guys that are afraid to go and approach and to talk, and that is creating a problem. I mean, it's creating a problem for women. Women are fucking complaining about this. They're like, oh, there's not any good guys out there. Why? Well, because they're all fucking afraid.
Not cool.
Some already are. In ways big and small.
I think it's good to negotiate, to like work things out as men. That's great. I think that's a good message. I like that. It's fine. It's good. But to say that that regular masculinity doesn't have that, that's part of masculinity. Okay, is negotiating, is being the peacemaker. Actually, that's a very common attribute of men. Men want to actually be the peacemaker.
I am strong.
I don't think that telling your girls that they're strong is necessarily, it's not bad or good, but I'm just saying that, like, if she shouldn't have the false belief that she's just as strong as a guy, because it's not true. And having that false belief, not understanding power is bad. Okay. Physically. Okay. Oh, look at this fat guy running over and saving the kids.
Some is not enough.
It's not how we treat each other.
It's not how we treat each other. We don't wrestle but even though the kid's laughing, even though they're having a good time, ridiculous. Like, this one hero comes in and saves them. Ridiculous. I don't see any blood. Do you see any fucking blood? And then here we go. Look, brave adult comes in and breaks up the bullies. Well, here's how this would really play out, actually. Even I mean, these fucking little punk kids will probably stab his ass. Probably. Regardless, the point is this. Again, like I said about the bullying, this doesn't send a good message. I'm all for, if the kid was actually getting his ass kicked and there was blood, like I said, there's like 6 guys on one. Yeah, let's step in. Let's help the kid out. Let's deal with the situation. But this kid, having this guy step in, that's not helping him for the future. What is he gonna do tomorrow? Is this guy gonna be here tomorrow? Not going to be here tomorrow, right? What the fuck? So what's going to happen? This kid is going to continue to be bullied. He needs to learn to stand up to the bullies. He needs to learn to deal with this shit and to become stronger.
Because the boys watching today will be the men of tomorrow.
Nah, I'm pretty sure they're going to stay boys, unfortunately. So anyway, that's it. That's my thoughts on this whole thing. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, just from a economic standpoint, it's stupid. I mean, why would you alienate your biggest customer? I mean, masculine men buy fucking razors. Your whole message has been to these men that want the best a man can get because they're the fucking best men. That's what they think, right? And now you've told them that they're not the best men, that they're fucking the worst men. And now you want them to buy razors? Fuck, I'm never gonna buy a Gillette razor again. Fuck that. I have some I'm gonna throw in the fucking trash can not because I think it matters, but because fuck you. Fuck you telling me from a moral authority standpoint that I'm wrong and I'm bad. I don't give a fuck then, I guess. You're going to virtual signal me. I think someone put it well. I saw some quote where they said something along the lines of that Gillette, we live in a society where corporations pretend to care about social issues so that to sell things to a society of consumers who pretend to hate capitalism. Isn't that great? This is just a stupid play here by Gillette to get on this social justice bandwagon, which is going to come to an end here. I suspect that that guys have had enough of this shit. That when you first like shame guys and you're like, oh, with the Me Too, that guys were like, oh, let's be careful here. Maybe I was doing some things and they kind of watch their P's and Q's a little bit. But when it's just repeatedly, when you're just getting railed all the time for sins you didn't commit and for a bunch of bullshit and told you're bad and wrong for being a man, at some point you're just like, you know what? Actually, fuck you. Actually, fuck this. I'm not gonna deal with it. You guys can. I'm just gonna be who I am, and I don't give a fuck. So that's where we're coming to. I think that I see this boiling over. I hope that it does, because if we continue down this path, we're in trouble. Like I said, and like I said, you guys, like, if this becomes a new like moral code, if it's now wrong to do some of these things that are depicted in this video, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Like, masculinity is in trouble. And I've been teaching you guys as much as I can. I've been doing the opposite, right? I think that the problem that we have in society is that most men today are fucking pussies, or cowards, that no one teaches them how to be men. And I will group myself in that category as saying that that's how I was for a long time. I didn't understand what it was to be a man, to embrace masculinity. I was at one point one of those fucking cowards, okay? But I stepped up and I learned, and I saw how important it was to actually become a man and what that entailed. And so that's why I'm teaching you guys that on this channel. A lot of it is building that mental toughness. It's building that bulldog mindset, and it's important. It's critical. And I could talk about, I thought someone said it well, as they're joking, but they said, what's going to happen when the fucking aliens come and we don't have any men to fight? It's true, but it's true in the sense that we are, what's going to happen in the future? We're going to have battles. We're going to have wars. It's not going to be peace on earth in the next 1,000 years. There's going to be wars. And the society and the army that has real men in it, masculine men that are willing to fight, that aren't cowards, that are willing to die, they're going to win. And so what are we doing? What are we doing here? Are we going to be like the fucking Romans and start being fucking girly and lose the empire? I mean, that's the fall of the Roman Empire came from decadence. It came from being soft and weak. Historians agree on that. And we're headed in that direction as a society, as we embrace these fucking values. And let me tell you, China's not embracing these fucking values. Russia's not embracing these fucking values. They're laughing at this shit. They're laughing at this shit. Okay? They think this is fucking hilarious that fucking American men care about this shit and that they're gonna be fucking pussies. They love it. They love it. So, all right, guys, that's all I got for you. Welcome your comments below on this kind of bullshit. Fuck, throw your Gillette razors away. Don't buy Gillette razors. Fuck, go to Dollar Shave Club or whatever. Make Gillette pay for this shit, because fuck. Why should we have to deal with this shit? Why should a fucking corporation preach at us men? All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.